how's the sort of squad looking for Saturday, for kind of injuries and all that?
Well, not as strong as it was, unfortunately. Got a few injuries. People that won't even be travelling, so it won't be the same squad as last week. I'm not sure I want to say it because their manager might be listening and it might help him out. But there's, if the fans are thinking, what's Holloway doing? It's because they're not fit when you see who arrives at Morecambe. But the good news is the ones who have trained really, really well. They got that bit between their teeth. They realise how important this game is. They realise how we felt when we lost this game at home, and we want to try and do something about that. So, yeah, it's I'm looking forward to it. I really am.
Are you at the point where it's getting sort of challenging to maybe put out specific formations you want, or is the problem's kind of that deep in terms of numbers at the moment?
Yeah, it's gone deep in terms of numbers and position, really. So I might not be able to do something that I might have wanted to do against these lot. But to be fair, the lads understand. In the last few weeks, we've changed, and particularly before that, we've changed shape during games. So whatever we are, 3-5-2, 4-2-3-1, 4-3-3, whatever it is, the lads don't have a great understanding of it compared to when I first came in. So none of that's an issue really. It's just about me making sure that I'm comfortable with going for the wins that we need. So, and that's literally what I'm going to be doing. I'm not going to be going up there trying to hold on and get a point. I'm going to be trying to win, because that's the only way we can catch the people above us, and we're running out of time. So still can do with 11 points off of that. Looks pretty distant now with the draws that we've had, but we're still not getting beat. So it's about our form and us marching forward and trying to turn these draws into wins. And at the end of games, when if we went behind, we've come back and we've looked so strong. And it, even the one we drew, we looked like we were going to get that winner when they had a man sent off, but we forced those problems. So maybe it's all, I had a good chat with my staff saying, right, let's just completely go from kick-off really. And that might leave you open. It might, particularly when other teams are sat back and then counter-attack you, So I will give them respect, but it's all about us trying to get 3 points. And yeah, that's it. That's my target. I'm putting it out there. I believe that's what the lads want me to do, and we'll have a go, see what happens.
You're going up there with an injury-hit squad, long trip, not the best pitch, opponents who have got a certain sort of raw desperation, I'm sure, to get points. So what sort of mental test is this, and what does that kind of tell you about your squad pitching them into that sort of situation?
Yeah, you're right. For me, every week's a mental challenge. You have to want to be better than you were last week, and this group's getting that. And sometimes you win and you might not deserve it. In particularly the last game, I felt that's as good a performance as I've seen since I've been here, apart from the score. Sounds weird, but we controlled a lot of the game. We attacked really well. Glatz on another day would have scored. It was a fantastic move with Tom hitting a great pass with the outside of his right foot. Smithy, we've hit the post, all of these things. And we had a goal that I thought was fine watching it back. It was absolutely incredible. But, at the end of the day, every week's different. And that's the challenge at this level. Everybody plays in a slightly different way. So we understand about the pitch. This time of year, all pitches get bobbly. They all get a bit, and you got to concentrate on your touch. And we passed it really well last week. So, but I remember the home game here against them. I remember that we were 2 down, absolutely awful. We came back. I brought off one of our young stars, and the fans didn't like it. And on come the bloke and scored. It was a strange thing, and then we let a late goal in totally against the run of play. So, it is what it is, and my lads won't forget how they were celebrating, and what it meant to them back then. So You know, this is something that we want to try and put right, and we want to try and win. And we've got to earn that right. I've got every respect for them, what they try and do. Their distances are excellent between their lines. They're defensive. They try and counter-attack. They hardly ever get beat by more than one goal if they lose. So they're always in every game. So I fully respect them, but this is about us trying to gallop towards a post, you know, like horses do, and try and get your nose in front if you can. And I'm always used to that with a big nose like I got, trying to nudge in front. And yeah, people won't be betting on us, but while it's still there, we're going to absolutely gallop and see what we can do. And that's not disrespecting anybody. We got to try and win every single game. I know it's, and they'll be doing the same thing. Maybe their manager be in a different set of mindset than I am. You know, I'm going for it is totally to try and win. You know, not to try and win with one chance or this or that. I'm going for it from the start. Don't want to waste any time thinking, I wish we'd have attacked that. I wish I'd have gone, wish I'd have put 3 up. I wish I'd have put wingers on. I wish I'd have had, you know, that attacking team on it to start. Well, brace yourself, because we're going to have a go. And maybe the injuries might have made it more like that as well. So, you know, you haven't got to be a genius to work out some of the injuries are in the back line. We seem to be getting that. And if I got to put a more attack-minded player in that back line and ask him to do something, then we got to make sure we have the ball. Otherwise it could be troublesome for us. But listen, the lads are enjoying that sort of mindset, I think. Can we attack and when can we score? How can we hurt them? How can we get more people forward? I think it's a thing that they think suits us with the forwards that we got. So, and we've had a bit of success since we've been thinking like that. So there we go. Let's see.
I think it's not the first time you've kind of talked about the previous result against the other team. So are they quite sort of useful yardsticks for you to measure your kind of progress as a reverse games, if you like?
Well, if you want to end up at the right end of the table, you have to get at least 3 points from most people. Then you need 4 points off of some, so a win and a draw, and then you need 6 points off of others. So this is one where we've got 0 out of 1 game, and the minimum we should be able to get if we want to finish is at least 3. We can't go the other way and draw, because that's them getting 4 points out of 6 off of us. So this is how I've spun it since I've been here. You know, this is what we need to do, and it sort of worked a little bit. Newport away, although we went 1 down, we had that mindset. We are in a run of, we managed to win 4 games in a row with that sort of mindset. And you know, sometimes other managers don't talk about it. I've always said, right, what about a challenge? How many points can we get here? What are we looking at? And what aren't we doing? Why are we dropping points? What should we be doing to actually get more points? So, you know, when you lay it out like that, it seems to be easier for them to focus on. But this game, as I've said, I've been waiting for this one. I want us to go up there and go about it in a way that I'm very pleased with. I didn't like the performance that we gave here. I didn't like how we stood like statues and they scored. I think we've improved an awful lot on the weaknesses that we had then. Other people have been playing short things rather than put it in our box. But it's all about what you want and what you're going to do about it, you know. And we need that. We need that mentality right now. As I say, 8 games left, 24 points. It's an awful big thing to have still to chase at, and we're coming off the back of a few draws, which is disappointing. So if we can turn the next few into wins, then those draws are a lot better than they look at the moment, you know. So can we get back to winning ways? Morecambe away, I think we owe them 1. So let's see.
Just in terms of kind of thinking about next season, sounds like the players have talked about no kind of contract discussion at the end of the season, but it sounds like the players are still kind of sort of energised and motivated by what you're doing, and are they giving you like nice decisions at the moment?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I like the way we're playing. I like the way we've progressed. I like the way the squad's building. And if they want to be with me, they need to keep showing me the desire they've got as an individual to be part of a better team, as an individual to be better than you were before, and as a team that we never give in and we keep going. And I have to say I've been very, very pleased with the performances they've given me lately, and even people who've been out for a while come back in and do really well, you know. So I think they'll be able to tell you that I haven't sugarcoated anything. I've told them exactly what I need and what I'm looking for and where I believe we should be as a club.
Which is presumably higher than...
Totally. This is not right where we are in this division, without a shadow of a doubt. So first off, we got to earn the right to stay in it, right? We haven't quite done that yet. We need to do that, and then we need to try and see if we can get out of it. If we win 8 in a row, then we might have a chance to do that by the end of this season. Other than that, our focus is about us growing and becoming bigger and better and stronger on and off the field with the relationships. Relationships are vital. A community club like this, relationships between all your fans, all your supporters, all your players is absolutely vital for you being the club that you need to be and the club that you want to be. And however big we were before, we need to get back to that mentality of we're all in this together and we're all very proud of who we are and what we are. So, and that's difficult when you have a group that gets rebuilt every other year or even every year, you know, because we don't sign people for longer than 2 years. Most people are on a contract for 1 year. That's fine. I understand it, but it's very difficult when you have so many changes all the time. But hopefully we won't be getting rid of people, sacking them. Hopefully.
Fingers crossed, thank you very much.
Thank you.
So would you rather keep the core of this side together to try and grow it into next year?
Depends how the last few results go, doesn't it? It's all right saying what we've already done up to this point, but I haven't had a full season, so I don't really know what this group could have done. I've made a couple of changes. I think it was 3, wasn't it? 3 different people. Can they make that much of a difference? You know? Or was it the other ones who were already here? I think we lost one, didn't we? Rozier. He did really well against us the other day. But, you know, I've been open and honest about that. That was about his money. That was about him getting a longer contract. You know, so, and without him going, I couldn't have done any of the others. So that sort of money paid for that because we were almost on the limit. And I felt we needed more than him, if you know what I mean. Different skill set in different positions. So, you know, if you look at each one of them, I think every one of them is added to us, personally. Joe Wesley, Tom, and Connor. So it's it's about the drive that we have. Where does that come from? And I'm telling you now, mostly it should be the players. That's what I'm looking for. I don't have to jumpstart everybody every morning like I had to when I first got here. I'll be running out of energy, you know, going into September, I expect. So that ain't what I want. I want people who are going to energise everybody else. People who smile at the fans and shake their hands and do all sorts of stuff and go and see kids at Christmas. And like we did. I think we did it really, really well. But that's what... There's no hours in their contract, so I expect them to be an ambassador for our football club, doing all sorts of stuff, going places, going to colleges, doing all sorts of things. So we try and coerce our fans back by getting to know us, by seeing us, by us loving the club that we're playing for and working for. I think that spreads. You know, I managed to do it before, I want to do it again. And I think this is the perfect place for it, absolutely. Got some wonderful ideas. The lads won't be sat about on days that they might have been sat about. They'll be going out doing all sorts of stuff in our community to try and get other people to come back. And come on, let's go and watch Swindon. What a wonderful, joyful place to be. It's not just the pitch, not just what you do there. It's what you do everywhere else. And I'm really excited about bringing all of this to where we are right now.
You mentioned Conor Ripley there, also going back to one of his former clubs this weekend. How big of an impact do you feel like he's made, and how much of a case to stick around for next year?
I think if you could see how Jack trains right now, I've had other people on the phone wanting him for the running, and I no, because we're one injury away from needing him, but the difference is amazing. And it's experience. He's watching an experienced bloke out there. He wants to be out there. He's fuming with me because he thinks he could still be there. And I went, I don't care. What makes you, son, is your training. It ain't matches, it's training. And how he's trained is completely insane. And that's down to bringing someone else in. And if you've lost your place and you want it back, you got to earn it. Sometimes that ups the level of everything that you do. And my job is to teach him. He's still only a baby when it comes to goalkeeping, isn't he? Do you know what I mean? He's still wet behind the ears. He's still in nappies, to be honest with you, being that young and playing as many games as he has. But it's all about talent, and it's all about wanting to use that talent. And an awful lot of goalkeepers end up, the potential that they did have, they haven't done it. Even Connor hasn't. He was in the England youth set up. So was Jack. So I'm a lucky man now. I've got two goalkeepers. They're both out of contract in the summer. So, you know, they can't moan at me in a minute because they've got to try and prove to me that they want to be here. So I'm in a fantastic position. And he's ready. I guarantee it. If I needed to play him tomorrow and if I wanted to, I could. But he's ready. Probably readier than he's ever been. And that's down to how he's motivating himself, you know. And the great thing is, anybody who's not playing is exactly like that. Exactly like that, you know. So, full credit to him. I've demanded it, but you don't always get it, you know. And as I say, I'm really proud of where they are at the minute, all of them. Even the ones who ain't playing, I'm really proud of them. They have given me more than a stint. They really have rolled their sleeves up. Come on, let's show what we're all about. Nothing more so than last week, you know. How good was Will Wright last week? Not being funny. Seriously. His overall performance, you know, he smashed people, he won headers, he did all sorts, and he played, you know. So it's that's just picking out one person. I thought he was absolutely outstanding. And on the back of what's happened to him and his family and losing his mum's, something to be really proud of. The man that he is, who he is. Would I have said that when I first saw a few performances? Probably not. I'm only being honest. But now, he's so reliable, it's unreal. So, you know, that's him. He's done it. And the honesty that I hit him with, you know, I'm glad he's managed to do it. And that's just one example. Do you get what I mean? So, you know, life isn't easy. Football isn't easy. But when you get the group running things and running itself, it's an awful lot easier for the manager. So I'm stepping back and saying thank you very much to all of you. Staff are vital in that. You know, absolutely vital role in that. But what the lads are giving us is above and beyond. So let's make sure we can keep that going. And that's coming from someone who ain't won a game for a while, you know. But the truth is, I believe we can improve that by just making some tweaks on what we did, because it wasn't far off of good performances in everyone. So, you know, and consistent. That's what we have been. Unfortunately, we weren't beforehand, but we are gaining that, and that's a great habit to get. Consistent. You know that, hang on a minute, we're not going to get beat here, but can we turn this into a win? So, touching wood, you shouldn't ever say that. You've never cracked it, but, you know, we know we're up against someone who can beat us. They've already beat us. We want to try and turn that round. Let's see what we can do, really. And the additional bit that they're all having to prove to me that they want to be here, I think that's given us that extra bit, personally.
Listening to Derek Adams yesterday, he touched on, I think they've lost 1-0 14 times this season, so clearly they're in every game. So how difficult of a challenge is it to take on a team who are so good at sticking with you?
We found it last time, you know, they went 2-0 up, for Christ's sake, you know, from set plays that they obviously looked at, thought we're weak at the time. We were incredibly weak at set plays. We almost stood still like statues instead of doing it, you know. So that was a huge effort from us to come back, and we got back to 2-2 early in the second half, and we had the wind. And how we let a goal in, I don't know, but that's down to their resilience, what that manager does and how he does it. I spoke to Connor about him, and he does it all the time. He's looking for that one chance. He wants to be solid. He wants to be resilient. He wants his team to be really workmanlike and also in a great shape. And you don't get more organised than that, you know. So full credit to him. But the fact is, you need the other people at the other end to do something completely out of ordinary to get you that win, you know. Or a mistake at the back like we made. One of our centre-halves was going back, the other one was coming out instead of being together. If they were together, that wouldn't have happened. But one got it wrong, the other one did the opposite, so they go in and, you know, and we gave the ball away. One of my subs come on and gave the ball away when he shouldn't have done, you know. So well done to them, because they had bodies that side. What we got to do is recognise, hang on a minute, where are they weak? Where are we moving it? So it's going to be tough, without a shadow of a doubt. But I'd much rather be where we are than where they are. Do you get what I mean? And when I look at it, that's what makes me really proud of this group, because we have managed to be consistent, get consistently better results. You know, and it's not easy from where we were. So that's all then. All we're waiting now to see is what happens tomorrow. And I believe we can go at it with confidence, with no fear, and try and win.